Greetings, Eric Bakker, naturopath. Thank you for coming back and checking out my video. Got a question today. I'm just going to read it off the screen here from a subscriber. The subscriber's name is Donal Haughey, H-A-U-G-H-E-Y, Donal Haughey. And there's another person, Jua, who says, yes, I have the same question. So why do people have these funny names on YouTube? I can't work it out. Jua. I mean, is that Mr. Jua or Mrs. Jua? I can't work it out. Why don't they just put their real name on there instead of hiding behind all these weird things? If consuming homemade sauerkraut daily, would one be covered for the most or all the probiotic strains required without taking probiotic supplement alongside it? Or is sauerkraut not going to provide one with all the strains that are needed? My understanding is that it covers only certain lactobacillus strains. Can you share some info on which bacteria sauerkraut would contain? Many thanks. Well, I think you've actually got the shoe on the wrong foot, my friend. You don't really take sauerkraut or kombucha, or kefir for that matter, to implant bacteria in there. You take these kind of foods in there because they improve the environment of the gut. Okay, what do they taste like when you eat sauerkraut? Does it taste like candy? Does it taste like Kentucky Fried Chicken? No, it tastes sour. It's bitter. It's sour. It doesn't taste. In fact, it's gross when you think about it. All right. If we package that food up and put it on a burger, who's going to eat it? I mean, no one likes that kind of stuff. Years ago in the 70s, when I used to eat sauerkraut, if you would talk to people that you're eating sauerkraut, they'd be dry reaching around you. No one liked that stuff back then. I've always liked sauerkraut. I've always liked that sour kind of a flavor. Sure, what you're saying is correct. That lactobacillus strains are quite predominant in sauerkraut, but you're also going to get yeast in sauerkraut. And before you start foaming at the mouth and yelling at me at the screen, okay, everything you flip and eat's got yeast in it. You bite into an apple, there'll be yeast on the surface of the apple. Okay, anything you eat will have some type of yeast or bacteria in it. Now, sauerkraut will also have yeast in it. Sourdough bread, it's got a lot of yeast in it, wild yeast. From the air, it will go into the culture. Sauerkraut's the same. Okay, it creates an environment rich in lactic acid, and that lactic acid is that nice sour kind of taste. The lactic acid is food for beneficial bacteria. All right, it's also got the correct pH. So sauerkraut confers beneficial properties because it's of the correct pH that the beneficial bacteria like. It's bitter, so it stimulates digestion. It inhibits microbial growth. It has many properties about it that are beneficial for the gut, but you're not eating it solely to put XYZ strain of bug in the gut. Don't think of it like that. Think of it more of enhancing the environment to allow your internal bacteria to grow, right? Probiotics are the same. When you take a good probiotic supplement, it's very similar. So the question you have is, do you still need to take a probiotic supplement if you're eating sauerkraut daily? Likely not, all right? But if you are going to take a probiotic, experiment with one with different types of strains of lactobacilli in there that likely are not going to be in the sauerkraut. But in particular, add some enzymes with your probiotic because it makes the world of difference, all right? Enzymes, when taken with probiotics and sauerkraut, will allow the kraut to be more efficiently digested, meaning even more food for the bacteria further down the GI tract. I don't want to beat my own drum, but I was one of the first people to develop a formula with multiple types of probiotics and multiple enzymes together in a capsule that's bile and acid resistant. So it actually gets right down there in the small intestine and it works. It opens up, enzymes get out, beneficial bacteria get out. Sauerkraut's down there. They're all being good buddies and shaking hands and all getting on together. The enzymes assure more efficient digestion. That leads to a lot less bloating and gas and a lot more efficient utilization of that sauerkraut in that part of the GI tract. So to answer your question, yes and no. You don't need them, probiotics, but they are going to be beneficial if you have them, in my opinion, with enzymes in the gut and you're having sauerkraut. Be careful with sauerkraut when you first introduce it in your diet, if you haven't done so, that you do small amounts at the beginning. Don't just sit down there with a huge big bowl full of sauerkraut on day one and start eating it, as if you've always eaten it. Don't do that. Your tummy will get very messed up. Kefir is the most suspect of all the ferments to introduce. You need to be very cautious with that one. I would see that more like the advanced kind of cultured fermented food to add to the diet. Yogurt's one of the safest ones. Kombucha's on the suspect list. So my order would be probably yogurt, sauerkraut, kombucha, kefir, in terms of, effects on the gut, untoward effects or unsuspected effects. All right, so I hope that gives you enough useful information, but have a think about it. Thanks for the question.